Alright, today we're going to be doing a little bit of gold panning. I haven't been to this spot in a couple years, but I've done well here in the past, especially in the next gravel bar up. But we're going to dig out some material and try to find some gold. First pan of material is coming out from behind these big boulders that are stacked in here, right on this gravel bar. And there's some really good hard-packed cobbles down in there, which is a good sign this has been here for a while. But let's get this first pan down and see what's in it. A lot of garnets. Yep, I just saw a piece. First pan has gold. Two. There's two pieces right there. Two little flakes in the first pan. Well, the first pan had two flakes in it. Second pan I went deeper. There was nothing in that pan. The third pan I went over. Nothing in that pan. The fourth pan I went over this way. Nothing in that pan. This spot should all be pretty recently deposited flood gold, so it shouldn't be that deep to find it. So we're going to move around and find another spot. Here's a good piece of quartz. You can see those rusted out oxidized pockets there, but there's still those iron oxides running through it right there. That'd be a good piece to crush. I've just moved up to the next gravel bar where I've done better in the past, and boy, look at the black sands in here right now. That's just all black sand in there. And I've done pretty well up at this end of this gravel bar. But you know, it's different every year you come here. You know, there's pretty frequent periodic floods that come through, and they may bury a bar, they may flush out a bunch of fresh gold, you know, so it's always a fresh start every season, trying to find where it is, trying to find that flood gold pay streak. As you can see, there's a lot more black sand over on this gravel bar. And there's a piece of gold right there washing out in the corner. Well, that's a better pan right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-ish colors, somewhere in there, high teens. This is where that pan of material came from, and I just scratched the top 2 or 3 inches off the surface there. But you can see there's a lot of sand on this side coming back to here. But you can see there's kind of a band of gravel coming right back through here, just a little bit further in the bank. So I'm just going to work this band of larger gravels here, right up along here. You can see it's all sand on this side. And there's just that defined edge there where those heavier gravels dropped out, and that gold sitting right in there with them. Just starting to pan this one back, and there's already gold showing up all through it. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces right there. I count 16 colors. Another decent pan. few hours worth of that and we'll have a little bit. I'm counting 23 colors in this pan. Small, fine gold, but it adds up. If the gold wasn't enough of a sign that we're panning where the heavies collect, then that'll help you out. Galvanized steel nail. This should be a good pan. I've just got down to my concentrates. I haven't even started to really swirl it back yet, and already piece of gold right there. Another piece right there. There's that same one again. I'm counting about 16 colors in that pan. About the same as the others. Looks like about 18 colors in this pan. These gravel bars are just full of this mica schist with big garnets all through it. And there's just a ton of garnets in the river itself. You'll find when you walk out into it, sometimes behind some rocks, you'll just see a whole little pocket of garnets that have accumulated back in behind these rocks in here. Yeah, just like that. You can see that little pocket of red in that low water, that low pressure zone behind this rock. That little pocket of red are all garnets that have weathered out of the rocks. I'm just walking around taking a break, looking at the quartz float, and I picked up this piece of smoky and turned it over. And boy oh boy, that almost looks like gold. I'm sure it's probably a pyrite. Focus. There we go. I'm sure it's probably pyrite. That definitely looks like a chalco on that side. But boy, that looks pretty gold there. I'd be shocked if it was. I don't have a loupe with me. I don't have my glasses on. The camera's seeing it better than I am, I'm sure. But I'll take a closer look at that later. But it's got to be pyrite. Yeah, that looks like a chalcopyrite in there. But that's a good example of some of those metals that are showing up in the quartz float. All right, let's get some more gold. Oh, I'm counting about 28 colors in this pan. A little bit better than the last few. I'm counting about 26 in this pan. About 24 in that pan right there. That should be a good pan. Haven't even started to swirl it back yet. And there's gold. There, there, up there. That should have quite a bit in it. Yeah, there's a lot of gold. This is looking like a good pan. Yeah, there's over 30 colors in that pan. Well, I've just walked downstream a little ways to another gravel bar. I'm just going to do a couple quick test pans before I call it a day. I think I'm going to do one pan out of there. Another pan out of there. I don't know if I can roll that out, but maybe I can get this one out and get a pan of material out of that. Well, let's see if there was any gold hiding down and behind this guy. I don't believe it. I've only taken like 3 washes off the top of the soil, or the gravel in the pan, and there's a big gold flake in there. Yes. Oh, look at that. That is a jumbo flake. That is a huge piece of gold. It's super thin. Oh my God. That's on my index finger too. That's a big piece of gold. Oh my God. That's amazing. I gotta get that in the snuffer bottle before I drop it. Like another 4 pieces of flour gold in the pan. Honestly, that wouldn't be enough to make me want to keep digging it. But I got lucky and got that big flake in there. All right, let's try this other spot here. Just 4 little ones. 4 small flakes. Nope, 5. 6. 6. 6 little pieces of flour gold in that pan. Well, that's about 4 hours of panning right there. Actually a little bit less, because I walked around looking for quartz float for a little while. But I'm pretty happy with that. You can see how much one big piece of gold adds up compared to all the flour gold. I mean, that piece there weighs more than all that combined for sure. But I'm pretty good, happy with that. For my first time out this year, pretty good haul. Well, that was a good day of gold panning. It was good to knock the rust off. First time out this year. It was nice to go back to a spot I haven't been in, boy, I think 3 years was the last time I was panning here. Got some good gold too. So I'll be back out gold panning again in the next couple weeks for sure. And yeah, until then.